Good evening, Namaskar. Welcome back to my YouTube channel EcoVit Eyes of Economics. I, Basant Kumar, present here with the topic Economics, Economy and Central Problems in an Economy, which we have been discussing. So today I am going to discuss about the subtopic that economy and its central problems. My dear students, as you know, I have already discussed economy. Economy is a widely used concept in economics. It refers to the nature and level of economic activities in an area, which may be a village, a city, a metropolitan city, or a country. Right? So, economic activities include production, consumption, international trade, foreign exchange, distribution. All these economic activities are performed in small or big economies. If it is at the nation level, then the nation name will be prefixed before economy, like Indian economy, Japanese economy, American economy, etc. etc. So, the at the time of independence in our country, I am talking about it. At the time of independence, agriculture was the principal production activity in our Indian economy. After independence, we are gradually shifting from agricultural activities to the industrial activities. Now, what is the proper definition of economy? Let us recall once again that economy is a system spread over a particular area that reveals the nature and level of economic activities in that state. It shows how people of the concerned area earn their living. Different professional people are engaged in different professions, starting from agricultural activities, and they are earning as per their capacity from their different sectors where they are working. So, because resources are scarce, every economy faces the problem of choice. We have already discussed about that. What is the problem of choice and how does it arises? It arises from scarcity. The choice has to be made. That is the alternative uses of resources. So it is the problem related to the application of resources to alternative uses, briefly called the problem of resource allocation. How to allocate resource as per your existing wants or need. So it has three variants. जैसे हम जानते हैं जो हमारा जो प्रॉब्लम है, हमारा रिसोर्स का प्रॉब्लम है, हमारे पास जितना रिसोर्स होता है उतना हम खर्चा कर पाते हैं, उतने लेवल में हम सर्वाइव करते हैं, उतने लेवल में हमारा लाइफस्टाइल रहता है. तो दीज प्रॉब्लम्स arise starting from an individual up to the country and up to the globe worldwide. So what are these problems? There are three central problems. These problems are known as central problems. Why it is central problems? Because it is existed for one and all, those who are human beings and staying in existed world. So what are the central problems in an economy? So what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. I repeat, what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. Now, what to produce, the problem has two dimensions. One is what goods and services are to be produced in an economy and in what quantity goods and services are to be produced. What is to be produced and how much it would be in terms of quantity. So these two things, dimensions are there under what to produce. So if we will produce, suppose, two goods in an economy, then equally it cannot be produced because the resources cannot be allocated equally to produce two goods, because the importance of two goods are not equal with each other. Suppose at your home, your mom is cooking roti, that is bread made from flour, and vegetable, sabji. सो जितना रोटी वो पकाएगी उतना इक्विवेलेंट रिसोर्स में सब्जी नहीं पकाएगी। अगर रोटी वो 15 पका रही है तो सब्जी इन अकॉर्डेंस विद 15 रोटीज द क्वांटिटी ऑफ वेजिटेबल्स विल बी लेसर। क्योंकि अगर हम एक चीज़ ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन करेंगे तो दूसरा चीज़ कम प्रोडक्शन होगा। तो अगर मोटरसाइकिल ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है तो कार कम प्रोडक्शन होंगे, क्योंकि दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द इनकम ऑफ द पीपल। क्योंकि मोटरसाइकिल खरीदने वाले लोग हमारे देश में ज़्यादा है कार के मुकाबले में। सो वी हैव एवरेज एंड पुअर पीपल मोर देन रिच पीपल। So that in an economy, as per the requirement and availability of resources, so we should choose two commodities which will be produced more than another. So that can be presented in form of a graphical presentation, that is production possibility curve. It is otherwise known as production possibility frontier, and some economists also named as transformation curve. So production possibility curve we'll discuss later on. Now the thing is, the production possibility curve based on the assumptions that the given resources are devoted to the production of two goods, suppose wheat and rice. How much resources we have, that is meant to produce only two goods. You may assume that wheat and rice. It shows that if output of rice is increased, some resources must be shifted from the production of wheat to the production of rice. Hence the problem of choice and alternative uses of resources has to be made. Then let us come to the point how to produce. How to produce refers to the technique of production. We have two types of techniques of production. One is labor intensive technique and another is technological intensive technique. That means you can say that how to produce refers to the technique of production. The problem of choice emerges because there are more than one way of producing goods and services. Broadly, we can classify it in two forms. One is labor intensive technique or technological intensive technique, that is capital intensive technique, which based on technologies. Labor intensive, skilled or unskilled laborers are engaged in that work. They have to do their work with their own hand, without machinery, without use of machines, I mean to say. So the choice between the labor intensive and capital intensive techniques becomes a problem because the producers need to minimize their cost and at the same time maximize their efficiency. A producer, suppose it's a farmer. The farmer has more land and wants to produce more and more crops from the owned lands. If he will apply more and more laborers, suppose 50 laborers, it is expensive and their efficiency as human being is lesser than a machine. So the productivity will be decreased. Then that farmer will try to use machineries and tools, scientific machineries, which are used in green revolution. So like tractors, threshers, so these sprayers. So these are the tools which can be used to finish the work within stipulated period of time lesser than the required hours when we use labor intensive. The time which is taken in capital intensive is lesser than labor intensive technique and the productivity is more. For developing country or underdeveloped countries, developing country like India, we should apply labor intensive technique because we have large number of unemployment. And in America, in case of America, Japan, Russia, UK, all those developed countries always believe and implement that capital intensive technique, so that they are known as capitalistic countries or economy. Our country believes in both, up to an extent labor intensive, up to an extent capital intensive technique, so that capitalist and our unemployment problem should cope up with each other and the production may be balanced and unemployment problem may be declined. Okay, however, my dear friends and students, let us come to the point. For whom to produce? किसके लिए हम प्रोड्यूस करें, उत्पादन करें? पहले तो हुआ क्या प्रोडक्शन करें और कैसे प्रोडक्शन करें और ये किसके लिए प्रोडक्शन करें. तो कंज्यूमर कौन है? अगर हम एक इकोनॉमी में प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं एक कमोडिटी को, उसके लिए कंज्यूमर्स होना जरूरी है. तो कंज्यूमर्स कैसे डिसाइड होगा? जो गुड्स का डिमांड ज़्यादा, डिमांड फॉर गुड्स विच इज हाई इन एन इकोनॉमी in comparison with the supply. When demand exceeds supply of a certain good, the producer always wants to produce that commodity to generate more profit. क्योंकि डिमांड ज़्यादा है, सप्लाई कम है. अगर प्रोड्यूसर उसको प्रोडक्शन करेगा तो उसको ज़्यादा मुनाफा होगा and profit he can generate, so that producer will try to produce all such goods which are highly demanded in an economy than supply. Demand is more than supply, so that maximization of profit is possible. The producer efforts to produce all such goods. Okay, my dear students, it has two segments. One is factorial distribution of income, another is interpersonal distribution of income. Factorial distribution of income, factors of production. We have land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship or organization. Land is paid in form of rent. Labor is paid in form of wages or salaries. Capital is paid in form of interest. And entrepreneur is paid or organizer is paid in form of profit. So all the incomes are distributed among all these factors of production. So this is known as what? Now factorial distribution of income. Another thing is interpersonal distribution of income. Then what is it? Whether the factorial distribution or interpersonal distribution, the basic question revolves around equality or inequality. Inequality, equality, that is economic divide between rich and poor. So the problem of whether allocation of resources is promoting equality or inequality. Equality is a social virtue. If equality is there, then maximum welfare can be done in an economy. It is virtue, otherwise it is vice. What? The equality. So it is the objective of our government budget also, equality. Of course, but inequality may induce having saving. If rich people will be more in an economy, then income will be more, saving will be more, investment will be more, which will enhance higher rate of growth in an economy. So rich people must be there in an economy for capital formation. That means, I mean to say, investment, then further growth will be possible. If inequality will be there, then all are equal. So it will generate maximum welfare of the country and economy and the people. Okay, apart from our domestic producers, some producers are from abroad, from foreign countries, which are known as multinational corporations or companies. Those who work in and around the world apart from their own country. For example, Bill Gates, Microsoft company, Bangalore. He is not the man of India. He is the man of US and visited for business purpose here in India at Bangalore. So this is MNC company, Microsoft company, multinational company. So this multinational company comes to India for what purpose? If the question will be asked in your exam, for whom are the MNCs, multinational corporations, producing in India and why? Then what is the answer? Of course, MNC companies coming to India to produce for the rich people, not for the poor people, because poor people cannot afford to purchase all those MNC products in our country. So, of course, they produce for rich people. The answer will be like this. Production by MNCs in India is driven by the profit motive. Their motive is to generate more profit. Accordingly, these corporations are producing goods for the relatively richer section of the society. As a result, the gulf between the quality of life of rich and the poor, briefly called economic divide, is widening. Because of MNC products, rich and poor gap will be widening further and further if more and more MNCs will come and enter in India to produce their commodities here in our economy. Then rich and poor people division distance will be further and further, and it will have more gap between these two sections in our economy. Okay, my dear friends, this is the subtopic of this topic, the central problems and an economy. So we will discuss how to eradicate all these problems from an economy. That means solution of central problems in different economies. We'll discuss in next period with the next video. I'll present with the solutions of central problems. So up to that, please wait and try to view this video and try to understand if it is supportive for you and helpful for your career in class 11. Then please do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe this video. And if you have further any problem on this topic or any topic from any class in economy, please do not forget to call me at this number 9546489048. Thank you for being with me and to listen to me very carefully, and I hope you must have enjoyed this video. So good night, alvida, thank you, namaskar, jai hind.